Hey guys, just woke up a half hour ago. So I'm kind of groggy, rough night. So the last three videos I made were all updates. Um, this is part four. So it wasn't over. I wasn't correct in everything, but this is what happened. It was all a lesson, but I didn't even know it. I didn't even have a clue. I usually do. I'm pretty good at it, but no, not not today. It's not this lesson. It was a good one. So, starts off like this. What the hell is going on here? Starts off like this. I go to the illusion room. I'm playing with all the kids, making trains and buildings and things. Lots of fun. I get done, gotta go. And I'm going home. I get home. Then Christ comes, the one that's been driving me nuts. Big guy. And the crew guy. And they go, you have to go back to the illusion room. So I'm going back to the illusion room. I start flying to the illusion room. Christ is taking me. I'm protesting. You know, what are you supposed to do? Christ, right? But I'm swearing and protesting. And then Tina, girlfriend, wife, ex-girlfriend thing, she's extra mean. She's got like, she's vicious. You're gonna go there, you're gonna do it. And the kids are like repeating what she says. And that's new. She never did that before. Ever, 9 years. I get in the illusion room. And I'm bitching. And all of a sudden I feel they're wiring up my head or something. I don't even know. I go, what's the matter? I go, you gotta rewire Frankenstein, you fuckers. This is what I'm thinking, right? You know, I'm using sarcasm in a really bad way. Like, to the brink. Anyway. Stuff like that. And I guess the guy, the crew guy, he's wiring up my head. And he goes down to my balls. And I told him from the start, it's fucking war, you touch my balls. My fucking gear. So anyway, all I can feel is his fucking hands down there touching my stuff. And all of a sudden I feel a neat, like I was there bitching for like 10, 15 minutes before this happened. He reaches down and grabs my dick and jabs a needle in it. And I buckled, man. I was wide awake in my bed. This is in the spirit world in St. Louis. He jabbed a needle in it. And I go, that's it. I threw off the covers. I flew right at him. Actually, he was right here. I grabbed him by the fucking throat. So, yeah, I want to swear, I know. But I have to. It's just the way it is. So, I grabbed him by the throat, beat the living shit out of him, ripped his skin off, did everything I could possibly do to him in that moment of rage, which wasn't a whole lot. Then when I got done with him, I went after Jesus, did the same thing to him. I used my inner light on him, ripped both their skins off. I went back after I did that to him, after I knocked out, got the shotgun, shot him. I don't think the guns were loaded. But my intent was there. Some things didn't work, and that caught my attention. They didn't work. I freezed them, put them on fire. Then when I did that, I went over there and ripped his skins off. This is Jesus Christ. None of them fought back, in the moment when I'm fighting them, they didn't fight back. They were just trying to run. And I'm stabbing them. Fucking stab them. And then I went back to, what's his name? He was still laying there. Resisting. He wasn't even resisting. He was just sitting there like a bag of meat. And I looked at him and I just sucked his eyes out. His eyes, both of them came out. There was not much like a left up of him I could do. So anyway, I spent 10 minutes beating the shit out of them. I destroyed the place. Caved in the walls, caved in all the machines, caved in the computers and all that crap they had in there. Smashed the shit out of it. And then as that's going on, as soon as he jabbed me in the dick, and it hurt bad, and I watched him do it. Oh, it hurt. Oh, it hurt. And my wife and kids started screaming, "You're 8 years old now, you're 8 years old, kick his ass, kick his ass, kick his ass." And they're all on board. Before, when on the way to the illusion room, they were all, "You're gonna go there and you're gonna do your total, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck. Just another day in the neighborhood." And as soon as I started fighting, they were all on board with me. Other people came in there rooting me on. Pretty soon, like everybody I knew, Bones and Train Jesus and all these other guys, they were all rooting me on. And anyway, after I get done fighting them, beating the hell out of them, they're like walking to the hospital, trying to get to the hospital, will themselves to the hospital, but I kept freezing them with my freeze gun. They couldn't do it. Then when they get far away, I drag them back. I just will them back to me, and I'd beat the shit out of them again. And then they start walking away, and I'd talk. I wasn't even talking to anybody. I was just listening to my friends, and I'm trying to understand what the hell's going on. Turns out they're going, "You're 18 now. You're 18 now." I go, "I'm 53. I'm 53. Just a. And then they said, on my way home, no, not yet. That didn't happen yet. I was walking home with them, and so that fight lasted about, 15 minutes. They start taking me home, and they go, "Don't you get it? It's all a lesson. Don't you get it? It's a lesson." And I wasn't listening, and I'm waddling home, checking myself out for cuts and bruises. I got cut in the arm and the leg. Jabbed in my penis. That hurt, man. Jesus Christ, that hurt. And then anyway, I get home, and I realized, I was talking to him a bit before I fell asleep. I was so mad. I was talking to him, and I go, the whole thing was a setup for me to fight. And they go, "Yeah, it's a lesson about abuse." And they were abusing you, and you finally fought back. And I go, "When did it start? When did all this?" And they go they said it started a month ago. The whole lesson and the psyop and everything. With fucking Paul Revere and the Raiders, or whatever his name is. Todd the Interloper. Paul Revere and the Raiders. I don't know where the hell that came from. Anyway, Todd the Interloper started it. It turned out he wasn't getting nowhere, so they came in with this other stuff. There was different things that were going on in the whole psyop. They were using their new technology on me to see how it worked. Plus they were abusing me the whole time, see if I get it. Then, as of yesterday, when yesterday came and I wasn't fighting back because my abuse level is so high. I don't know what abuse. I guess like mild abuse, psychological abuse. I've been abused so much, and they never thought Christ would abuse, right? But I knew Christ. Well, I knew Christ would abuse because there's 8 of them in prison. But this was all set up for me to fight them, to actually cut loose on them, man. And I really had no reason to, because the abuses they were giving me and putting that thing in my head, the technology in my head, strapped to my head, camera systems and whatever. I've had it done before, so I didn't really figure it as abuse, but it was. As soon as he jabbed me, that was it. That's when I said no more. And I don't care, send me to hell. And it turns out I did the right thing. I should have done they said you should have beat up Todd the Interloper. And he was a Christ. Because they have the Christ name, I won't. Like, they never went over my line. They never went over my line. They had to find my line. And the jab in the penis was it. I told them right from the start. All of them. No sex, anything. Nothing. Nothing below the neck. Like, or below my belly button. You go there, that's it. So, turns out I fall asleep. I wake up in the morning, and I'm floating above between my house and the illusion room. I'm like floating. This is where I am. I won't go home. They go, why don't you come home? They go, there's 2 more people you gotta get. I go, there's 2 more? Yep. 2 more that we're doing it. Do you know who they are? I go, maybe. And I thought a minute. And I go, they go, there's 2 more. They're in my house. I'm talking to them. I'm floating above St. Illusion, in the illusion. And I just woke up. And I'm talking. And they're saying, there's 2 more people you got to get that were involved in that. But they weren't. It was all set up. I go, well, who was it? And they go, you got to figure it out. I'm like, I'm tired, man. I don't want to do it. And I go, Todd the Interloper. And they go, yep. And I go, who's the other one? And I went, Tina. And I go, yep. And I go, am I done now? And he goes, what gave it away? And I go, well, Todd was just a prick, but he wouldn't go over the line. He wouldn't go over my line. And he wouldn't fight me or do anything. And then Tina, I go, when I was going to the monkey cage last night, Tina was extra. She had a viciousness in her voice. Her feeling. I go, her feeling was vicious. And I go, that's what gave it away. She'd never done that before. She never had that. She was always sweet. And I go, that's what gave it away. She had it last night, and I noticed that. And they go, yep, that's... And he goes, took you long enough. And I go, yeah, well, you never crossed the line, and everything you did to me has been done before and worse. So, what am I to know? I ain't attacking anybody who doesn't... I got my own line, right? Whatever. Anyway, that's all done. I go, where's the sons of bitches now? The 2 I just beat the shit out of last night. They're here in the kitchen. I'm like, oh, fuck no. I went to the illusion room, went to sleep. I ain't sleeping in my house. I ain't ready to talk to them. I'll beat the shit out of them again. So, we're all friends. It was just a lesson for me to... They were just testing me. A lesson. They go, look, Rich, they go, I know you don't want to come home with us in your house. I go, yeah, you got that right. And he goes, you probably want to kick my ass. I go, yeah, you got that right. He goes, but look, he goes, evil comes in all forms, and this lesson took you a long time. And I'm like, yep. And he goes, and some of them guys out there are so bad you wouldn't even believe it. Instead of you going and experiencing how they do it and going through that, we decided we were going to play the part of the bad guys. At least you'd be safe in the end. And I go, yeah, whatever. I go, you ruined my whole fucking month of my life, a month and a half of my life. No fucking dreams of my own. I'm still angry, dude. I'm like, you didn't even know. He goes, okay, well, whatever, go to sleep. I'm like, yeah, thanks. So, turns out, the whole goddamn thing, the last 4, all the way up to from Todd the Interloper, till now, I don't even know if there's more to come. There might be more to come. Was all a lesson on abuse. Oh, I'll just make this quick one, 15 minutes, okay, guys? Just thought I'd throw it out there. This is what they do. Jesus Christ. Later.